It was later in the afternoon than Alfie usually stayed by his shoeshine stand, but he was determined to wait, for the man usually showed up on Tuesday afternoons. The time passed slowly, but finally his patience was rewarded when he looked up to see the doctor from the East Suffolk and Ipswich Hospital, the same one whose papers had blown around the concourse the week before, marching towards him. He stared at him and swallowed. "Shoeshine, please," said the man. Alfie nodded and sat up straight, arranging his materials once again as the man sat down and put his foot on the footrest. "I remember you, don't I?" he asked. "You were here last week." "I'm here every week, sir," said Alfie. "The name's Alfie." "Dr. Ridgewell," said the man. "Are you a soldier, sir?" "Oh, I've a thought. I was a consultant physician before the war. Now I work in an army hospital." "Oh, I'd like to be a doctor someday," said Alfie, even though he had no interest at all in being a doctor. But he knew that grown-ups liked it when boys his age pretended to be interested in their jobs. "Is that right?" Dr. Ridgewell asked, looking pleased. "Well, I suppose everyone has to start somewhere. Believe it or not, I used to earn my pocket money by making deliveries for our local fishmonger every Saturday. Of course, I was fortunate. My father was a doctor too, as was his before him. There's a chap at the hospital, Dr. Morehampton, and his father was a coalman, if you can believe it. And another, Dr. Sharpley, who's the son of a greengrocer. So it takes all sorts, I suppose. What does your own father do?" "He's in the army." "Well, of course he is. Quite right too. But what did he do before that?" "He worked at the dairy down Damley Road," said Alfie. "He drove a milk float." "A good honest job," said Dr. Ridgewell, nodding, satisfied by the response. "And I dare say I'll be back at it soon. This war will be over by Christmas, you know. There's no doubt about it now." Alfie said nothing. What sort of doctor are you?" he asked after a little while, finishing one shoe and switching over to the other. "What do you mean?" "Do you look after people if they have a cold, or if they've broken the leg?" "It's quite complicated," said Dr. Ridgewell. "Are you sure you want to know?" Alfie nodded. "All right then, I deal with the medicine of the mind. Chaps who've gone a bit doolally, if you know what I mean. Fellows who aren't playing with a full deck anymore. Men who can't see the wood for the trees. Do you see what I'm getting at?" "I can't say I do," said Alfie, having no idea what any of that meant. "Madmen," explained Dr. Ridgewell. "You know what it is to go mad, don't you?" "Yeah, sometimes I think I might be going that way myself." "Well then, you know what I'm talking about. I look after those whose minds have gone a bit befuddled." He tapped the side of his head with his fingers. "There's a lot about it these days, of course. These chaps who come back from the trenches, the ones who come back alive, I mean. It's not easy for them, you see. They've seen a lot of terrible things, experienced an awful lot of trauma. It can play havoc with the old reasoning functions." And what happens to them?" asked Alfie, stopping his polishing now and looking up. "Differs from man to man," replied Dr. Ridgewell. "Some can't get out of it at all. It's too early to say, of course, but there are some who are probably lost for life. Others might take years to recover. Some just need a good talking to in order to pull them back to their senses. As I said, it differs from man to man. There's no hard and fast rule." "Does anyone die?" asked Alfie, frowning. "Oh dear me, no," said Dr. Ridgewell. "It's not that sort of disease, you see. Although I suppose there are some who might say it's a living death. Chaps who've gone through so much bombing and shelling and shooting and witnessed so many terrible things that their minds just pack up on them and they say to their owners, 'You go your way and I'll go mine.' It's a rotten business. But anyway, that's what I do. I try to put these fellows back together again. How are we getting on there? All finished?" Alfie nodded and took his dusters away. "As good as new," he said. "Capital job too," said Dr. Ridgewell. "You really are very good at this, you know. If you decide to go into medicine someday, it'll be a great loss to the shoe-shining business." He stood up and threw a penny into Alfie's cap. "Well, goodbye for now. See you next week, I expect." "Yes," thought Alfie as he walked away. "Perhaps."